Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Purijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Nama Shrestam Manamapi Sachiputra Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasya Graja Madhupurim Maturim Gostavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Jasya Pratita Kripaya Sri Gurun Tanmatosmi Nindantam Pulakotkarena Bikasam Nipa Prasunachtavim Prodrikritva Bujadvayam Hari Hari Etuchaivadantam Muhu Nrityantam Drutam Asru Nirjara Chaye Sinchantam Urvitalam Gayantam Nija Parasadaya Parivritam Sri Gaura Chandram Nama Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hemavadivyachtavisundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya-charitamrita Namo Namaste. Yes, Prabhu, some questions.
Dandavat Maharaj. We have a question from Gupta Govardhan. And first I will read an excerpt from Śrīla Guru Mahārāja's Home Comfort, Chapter 2. Quote, one's own feeling is the guarantee as to whether he is making real progress or not. Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto. He will receive approval from his own heart that he is making real progress. Otherwise, a man may be coaxed in a particular direction only to feel frustration after some time. But such a transaction is not genuine, it is false, a hoax. In the name of religion, so many such things go on, like a trade, but that does not mean that real realization and real emancipation do not exist. Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto. The ultimate guarantee is the approval of your own heart. Yes, really this is what I want. From the innermost core of my heart, I feel the desire to dance, to find that such progress is possible. End of quote. And the question, why Guru Maharaj is pointing heart but not a guru? Isn't the guru the guarantee as to whether one is making real progress or not? Does it mean heart over guru? Could you please harmonize the seeming contradiction?
No, what he's saying is your heart will recognize guru. The verse that he is referencing, Vidyadbi Shevidashadbi Nityam Advaisha Ragibi, is about finding who's the guru, who's the agent. So it's saying there are different symptoms given. It's like Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Shre Uttamam Shabde Pare Chanishtaktam Brahmanupasamashrayam. Has Shastric, the qualifications, the ability to extract the inner meaning of the scripture, is fully sheltered in his guru. So many different symptoms and qualifications are given. But there may be a plurality who fit these qualifications. What he's saying is, but the ultimate deciding factor will be what is resonating in your heart, and that will bring you in connection with a particular guru. It is not meant to dismiss guru. It means aligned with Sadhu Shastra Guru, like we hear in the song, Sadhu Shastra Guru Baikya, Chite Te Korya Aikya. That means in the heart. So what is resonant in the heart from Sadhu Shastra and Guru? So Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto yo-dharmasthānibha. He's saying the heart will recognize, yes, this will recognize its own. We are forever, the first principle, but that is maintained throughout, although Guru Padasraya, to take shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Guru. Right? And Seva Sadhaka Rupena Siddha Rupena Chatri, even in the Siddha plane, Brajalokānusārata, to be under the guidance of an eternal associate of the Lord, whom, and it isn't specified whom that will be, but it will, in principle, be with whom the innermost core of your heart resonates with, this particular type of devotion. So he's what is being excerpted here is the last part, the second part. The first part talks about the relative qualifications of the agent. Vidyadbhi, sevita shadbhi, nityam advesha ragibi. Detached from the world, shastrically proficient, and the detached nature, not interested in the mundane. It's actually describing the how to recognize Guru. So it is not to be divorced from Guru, it's rather to recognize Guru. But saying all these things factored in, what would be the final consideration? Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto yo-dharmasthānibodhata. In the heart will say yes to the agent. And really, Tene Brahma Hṛda, in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Śrīla Gurudev liked to invoke this expression that it's a heart-to-heart transaction. And that's a very beautiful thing, because otherwise you could mistake it to be information or data. It's not a data transfer or the transfer of information from one agent to the other. We say dibya gyan is a qualifier as opposed to gyan. Dibya gyan, dibyam gyanam yato dadyat kuryat papasha sangsha. Same consideration, initiation. So what is this divine transfer? Really, it is from heart to heart, therefore not gyan or knowledge in the conventional sense. And what is heart about? Feeling, appreciation, love, affection. So from the heart of one who is a genuine Krishna-loving person, we're told by associating with them through service, not just being around them, but through service is what makes association meaningful. Okay? And by that service, what is within the heart of that divine personality is transferred to the heart of the servitor. I've mentioned that once with regard to the Chaitanyastakam, that hearing Śrīla Guru Mahārāja explain that there's actually three, but a particular one, and I needed to consult with Śrīla Gurudev about the meaning of a particular verse. And he explained that to me, and then the thought occurred to me when he might have studied this Was it something when he had just joined the mutt or after being there for some time? Or it was, not an essential question. But it just crossed my mind. And so I said, Maharaj, when did you learn this? He said, oh, I never studied it. So understand, he just gave me this illuminating explanation. And now he's telling me that he's never studied it, the very thing that he just transferred to me, you could say. And so I was a little perplexed by that, and he said, very sweetly, and meditating on his divine relationship with Śrīla Guru Mahārāja, he said, I am Śrīla Guru Mahārāja's servitor. And that we understand, but what he's telling me more specifically, when he was younger, he's saying, I did everything for him. Now we have one person washing clothes, someone's cooking, someone's doing this. He's saying, but when I was there, when I joined Chaitanya Saraswat Math, 17-year-old boy, and we've seen when the Math was in a, what's the right word? A less developed position. He's saying at that time, he did everything for Śrīla Guru Mahārāja. So he's saying, I was Guru Mahārāja's servitor, and that's what he means. And part of that includes doing his laundry. And cleaning his room. And he would do that when Guru Maharaj was bathing. So Guru Maharaj would go to bathe, and Gurudev would be cleaning his room, changing the sheets, taking his laundry, and doing all these services. But while Guru Maharaj was was bathing, he's taking a load of water and he's bathing in the Chaitanyastakam, as it were. So he's like taking water and going, Raso Dhamma Kamar Buddha Madhura Dhammo Jula Tanur Jatinam Utangshastarani Koti Vidyoti Basana Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto Lakshmi Varana Vikan Angika Rucha Sat Chaitanya Kime Punar Vidashor Yashati Padam. And like that, he's hearing. And he's, in essence, telling me that's how the transfer took place from the heart of Śrīla Guru Mahārāja into the heart of Śrīla Gurudev. And the Shastric support for this is that the seva connection. So he's ostensibly doing something else. Guru Maharaj is not there explaining this to him. He's cleaning, getting the laundry ready, things like that. So by serving Śrīla Guru Mahārāja, the heart transfer took place. Right? And that's really what we're considering here. And it's really, I'm going to say, at the heart of the matter. But see, Krishna, he's described in the Upanishads, and the Gita, Hang Sarvasya Prabhavo Mattak Sarvam Pravartate, Param Brahma Param Dham. The Bhagavatam, Janmad Yasya Yataha, Vedanta, same, but different. So, but the Upanishad says, Om Purnam Adak Purnamidam, Purnat Purnam Udachyate, Purnasya Purnam Adhaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. It's telling us that He's Purnam, He's complete. He's complete with infinite opulences. Right? So, and also in the sense of fulfilled. So, he does not need anyone need anything from anyone. right? To achieve fulfillment. So that is his default position, right? Is that he's everything and has unlimited, inconceivable opulences. But at the same time, we're told that he has loving pastimes with his devotees. And that although he is Rasaraj, ecstasy personified, these varieties of loving transactions, heart-to-heart transactions with servitors, increases his joy. So he's in this position of total fulfillment. He's ecstasy personified, but he's charmed by what's in the heart of a devotee. Right? Śrīla Rupa Goswami mentions this in the beginning of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, when he's qualifying what is devotion. And he's mentioning it has different qualities, characteristics, consequences. And he says, Kleshagni Subhadam Moksha Lagutakrit Sandranand Visheshatma Sri Krishna Karshinichasa. Klesh Agni, all the suffering we undergo and forgetfulness of Krishna and identifying with the body and the world and karmic circumstances generated by us, stopped. We mentioned the other day, karmic reactions, seeds of karma, the sprouted seeds, blossomed and fruit bearing. What I failed to mention was Rupa Goswami saying, but what is you could say, the fire of seva and devotion? It fries those seeds. They're there, but once they're fried, they cannot sprout. He's saying that's the power of the seva current, to fry the karmic seeds from fruition. But anyway, Kleshagni, Subhada, he's saying it gives all auspiciousness, moksha, laguta, what we generally conceive of as liberation is nothing compared to this. What does it say? Brahmanando bhavet esha, chet paradha gunikrita, naiti bhakti sugam bodhe, paramanu tulamapi. Brahmananda, generally, we could say the highest pleasure in the world, erotic pleasure. Brahmananda, the happiness that comes from pure spiritual identification beyond the bodily, gross and subtle bodily identity, is so joyous as to make the highest mundane pleasure, erotic pleasure, seem repulsive in comparison to this pleasure, Brahma-ananda, spiritual pleasure, from identifying with your actual spiritual self. But that's in a general sense, lacking the details of swarup and servitor identity. But so Rupa Goswami says, if you multiply that pleasure of Brahmananda 1,000,000,000-fold, right, it is not equivalent to an atomic fraction of the pleasure derived from Krishna Bhakti. That's quite an advertisement. That should at least pique one's interest, one's imagination. You're saying, so the highest mundane pleasure is nothing compared to genuine, generic, spiritual pleasure. In fact, it would be repulsive to those who are relishing this spiritual pleasure. And he's saying, take that spiritual pleasure, multiply it 1,000,000,000 times, and it's not equivalent to an atomic fraction of the pleasure of pure devotion. That's inconceivable. But those are his words. So, moksha lagutrit, sandrananda, visheshatma, and then he says, Sri Krishna Karshinichasa. And save the best for last, what's most wonderful of all? Śrīla Rupa Goswami is saying that Krishna Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, is so powerful that a drop of this divine substance is capable of attracting all attractive Krishna. Krishna means akarshan, the central conception of the infinite, the golden mean of the infinite, all accommodating Brahma, greater than the greatest, all permeating Paramatma, smaller than the smallest, the central conception of the infinite, the golden mean, all attractive. And that means through love, charm, beauty, sweetness, love and affection. Bhajaniya sarvashad guna vishishta. Śrīla Jiva Goswami says that the real proof of coming in connection with Krishna substantially is that automatically one will want to offer themselves in service, not to try and consume. Generally, when we say what is beautiful or such, we want to consume that person, place, or thing. Right? Here we're saying, Krishna is so beautiful, charming, sweet, and full of heart. You want to offer yourself to him in service. You're irresistibly drawn in attraction to his qualities to give yourself. Yeah. And this point, so that Purna Krishna, who possesses everything, who's completely self-satisfied and fulfilled, he's attracted by this, the love and devotion in the heart. And if we see the different pastimes, they will always shine a spotlight on the heart transaction between Krishna and his devotees, right? Or in his various pastimes, avatars. As Guru Maharaj said, when you say his example to help us understand, Om Purnamadak Purnamidam, saying if we think of, in this case, zero, because even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Zero. 0 times 0 equals 0. This is how the infinite operates. 2 zeros is 0. A billion zeros is 0. 0 divided by 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. You have a billion zeros, it's still 0. So you have the infinite, he expands into innumerable forms, avatars, incarnations, still the infinite. They all are wind up, withdrawn with avatar, Sar, Gaur avatar, or as in Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Ete cha angsa kala pungsa Krishna stu Bhagavan Swayam. Like that. Right? But the person holding that position, he's irresistible, all attractive as he is. Right? The universe is mad with his fragrance. Right? He's saying, but the fragrance of my beloved drives me mad. Right? So, and who is his beloved? The personification of love and reciprocal love and affection. That even though he's perfect and complete and fulfilled, he's irresistibly drawn. And although he is independent, Swarat, Ahang Bhakta Paradino Hyasvan Tantra Iva Dvija, Sarubir Bhakta Hridayo Bhakta Bhakta Janapriya. Saying it's declared in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, I am Swarat, I am completely independent. Or Guru Maharaj is quoting Hegel, reality is for itself and by itself. But in the presence of devotion, it's as if I lose my independence. I can't help myself. I'm just captured by it. I'm just what I find in the heart of that devotee. And so Guru Maharaj puts it in this phrase, that true sign of devotion is when the infinite comes under the control of the finite. Such a beautiful, the infinite under the control of the finite. We almost shudder to think. And Guru Maharaj will say, who can be entrusted with that? One who's wholly one in interest. Right? Yashoda, Nanda Yashoda, Radharani and the Braja Gopis, Subal, etc. They're wholly one in interest with Krishna. The elder Braja Gopis making the toddler, little child Krishna, dance for them while they're stringing garlands or doing different things. And he is a plaything for them, happily. Right? The peacocks asking him to play his flute, and he's playing his flute, and they're madly dancing. And then at the conclusion of that, they bow their heads. Krishna plucks a peacock feather, and the peacocks can be proud, like, look at Krishna, bar hapidam natabara babu karneo. Look at him. Bar hapidam, he's wearing the peacock feather. He's with us, he's ours. So he has love and affection for him, they have love and affection for him. And devotion is so great, so wonderful, that Krishna himself aspires to be a devotee. That's too much and too beautiful, that he himself wants to be a devotee. Radha Bhava Duti Subolita Nome Krishna Swarupam Aparam Kashyap, back to that Chaitanya-sakam, another one, second. Aparam Kashyapi Pranayi Janavindasya Kutuki Rasotsamam Hritva Madhuram Upabhoktam Kamapiya Rucham Swam Avavredutim Ihatadiyam Sa Chaitanya Devaskritir Atitaram Na Kripayatu. Back to her, saying, it's her heart. Where is Krishna? Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto? Where is the ultimate Krishna conscious heart? Whom? Sri Radha Thakurani. There is no one more Krishna conscious than her. She is the reservoir of Krishna consciousness. Right? We saw Tunga Mani Mandira. Her heart is a lighthouse of Krishna Prem, illuminating the whole spiritual world, Seva Mayoyam Loka, revealing service to Krishna. And Krishna is overwhelmed by her heart. That's another way to think of it. Overwhelmed, enveloped. Ritva Madhura means that and she'll not give that willingly, in a sense, easily. So he's plundering it. Guru Maharaj says, stealing. Because when Guru Maharaj said that, I thought, if someone said to me, well, Śrīla Maharaj says that, but where does it say that? And the Chaitanya-charitamrita of Rupa Goswami, in this verse, which is quoted by Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the beginning of Sri Chaitanya-charitamrita as being foundational, surveying the trillions of Braja Gopis. And this one, Radhamadaya Hridaye Tatyaja Braja Sundari, when she left the rasa dance, he had counseled 1 trillion to go and search for her. And we could think, well, 1 trillion minus 1 is still, it's still more or less 1 trillion. Right? But then what does that tell us about her qualifications? If the 1 trillion minus this one particular gopi he's lost interest and is exclusively searching for her. That shows the power, the voltage, the current, the inconceivable power, voltage, current of her divine heart. That Krishna's Chatyaja Braja Sundari and running after her and thinking, and observing her ecstatic emotions and her Atma Samarpana, her self-giving to the extreme, her self-oblivion. Not self-extinction, annihilation, self-oblivion, so wholly given over to the other. That's the purest version of self. No ego, no self-consideration, wholly given over to the other, so much so as to almost the identities are indistinguishable, yet two in one. Right? So Krishna then absenting himself from her, hiding in a kunj, viewing Radharani experiencing the depths of Krishna viraha, separation, that aroused kutuki, the curiosity in him to experience what it's like to be her. So again, her heart conquering him. He wants to experience the supreme devotional heart. Bhakta Bhav, wonderful thing, but here, Radha Bhav, that's captured him. And he's descend Swabhaktevya Sudham Nijabhajana Mudram Upadisham with his associates. It's so beautiful. You think, Advaita Acharya, Mahavishnu, Nityananda Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, Nard Muni, then so many gopas, Nityananda Prabhu, and all, as we told in Hapani and Panihati, with all these cowherd boys. Then so many gopis have descended to participate in Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And after taking sannyas, he's, Kahan Krishna Prananath Murali Badan, Kahan Karun, Kahan Pan Brajendra Nandan. He's searching madly for Krishna and unable to escape the gravitational pull of the hearts of his devotees. He's circling. And then gets the inspiration to go to Puri. Oh, Jagannath is Krishna. And how so? Dwaraka Krishna, who's feeling intense separation from Radharani and Braja Gopis. It's not incidental or peripheral. Why Jagannath? And why these Ratha-yatra pastimes, the principal pastimes of Mahaprabhu and his servitors, focus on this point, because that is where separation reaches its zenith. That's what captured him to begin with, to descend here. As Śrīla Gurudev put it so sweetly when they said, you want to understand Mahaprabhu? He said, then what is his tasting matter? It is not Milan pastimes. The tasting matter, Krishna is Rasaraj, he knows everything about that. That's a given. But what she experiences in the depths of Krishna viraha, that is unknown to him. And that is his tasting matter. And it reaches its zenith point at Ratha-yatra. Two places, Ratha-yatra and also Uddhav Kari, the Brahma Gita. But really, Ratha-yatra, that's the zenith point. The other so high, both so high, but Brahma Gita so high as to be unintelligible. to the lower section. Right? Behind closed doors with Swarup Damodar, Ramananda plunging the depths of Brahma Gita and that divine madness of separation. But what is, in a sense, more astonishing is that Ratha-yatra is ostensibly a public celebration. You know, what do you say? Hidden in plain sight. In front of so many, in front of the world, he's exhibiting the depths of Krishna viraha and the ecstatic outcome of, as the consequence, and with, you know, an inner circle of devotees, another ring of servitors, and they're singing and dancing. And as Guru said, when he sings Yat Kumara Hara, and some devotees might think, why am Mahaprabhu singing that song? That's a little unusual. Oh, Prabhu, you know, Haribol. Rupa Goswami knows. Mahaprabhu, Rupa, now you're telling everyone. How do you know? Swarup Damodar, how does Rupa know? You know, you must have revealed it to him, because only you and I know. It's the heart. He can't, as he told Ramananda, I can't conceal myself from your loving heart, your devotional eye. Premanjana Charita Bhakti Velochanena, Santaksa Deva Hṛda-yeshu Vilokayanti. Seeing through the heart. Back to our original Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto. The heart knows. That's the when he said, how does he know? Heart knows. His heart knows. So when Mahaprabhu is after traveling South India for 6 years, I'm mentioning this because we're approaching Ratha-yatra, and he returns to Puri, then this is a cause for all the devotees from Navadvip, approximately 200 Mahabhagavatas, it's mentioned. They're Mahabhagavatas, under the care of Shivananda Sen and with Nityananda Prabhu, and they're all coming to Puri, because the Snan Yatra, which just happened, and even that, it's just so sweet and beautiful. This is not found in any other religion or theistic system in the world. So they're bathing Jagannath, and he catches cold. You know, they always say, can God, you know, and then fill in the blank, you know, make a rock so heavy you can't, you know, like, so how about this? You know, can God catch a cold? In Krishna Lila, apparently so. So Jagannath, after then he has to go in seclusion for some time, and that's a plea. But so Mahaprabhu is so happy with his devotee to view the Snan Yatra, the bathing of Jagannath. But then when they closed his door and said there will not be any more darshan of Jagannath for what, 21 days or so? The Radha Baba heart is plunged into the depths. It says, Gopi Bhavir Prem, of Krishna Viraha. Gopi Bhav Krishna, the type of, the depths of Krishna Viraha separation that they experience. And it's intolerable. He can't remain there anymore. He goes to Alalanath. But then devotees, to try and get him to come back to Puri, and how do you pull his heartstrings? Say, oh, all the devotees are coming from Navadvip. Really? Yes, and with Nityananda, Advaita, Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, you know, oh, you know, that will pull him back to Puri. And remember, before he went on his South Indian tour, he converted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, because Sarvabhauma mistook him to be some young, exalted, no doubt, like devotee, which is ironic, because it's true. he's appearing as a devotee. So he's saying, he appears to be in the most exalted stage of, devotional attainment. But Gopinathacharya is saying, do you know he's also Swayam Bhagavan? Like, what do you say? And they have their little Tark Vitark Shastrik back and forth. Gopinath saying, well, Bhagavatam, Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam, Mahabharata, Suvarna Varna Hemango, Varandas Changanadadi, Sannyasa Krishna Machanto, Nishta Shanti Parayanaha. But he says, but Prabhu, you'll quote a sloka, I'll quote a sloka. What's the point of this? Atapide deva padambujadaya, prasada leshanagrihi. If you don't have a little prasad, mercy of the Lord, you won't get it. And so we're like, excuse me. And what's the evidence? You've got that and I don't? He's saying, that I understand who he is and you don't. It's that simple. I can recognize who he is. He's Atma Pragyanamayo, self-evident, self-revealing, self-manifesting. And I am blessed by having a little mercy to realize that, and it's beyond you. And you're Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. You know all the scriptures, you know everything. You're the court pundit of whom? Prataparudra Maharaj. In a sense, we can say how perfectly Yoga Maya has arranged the pastimes. But then, when he tries to upgrade Mahaprabhu's sannyas, he gets upgraded in the process. And we're told, really, he's Brihaspati, the guru of the Devata, descended and being given entrance into Chaitanya Leela. So it's a wonderful thing. And then he's a fanatic afterwards, writing 100 slokas for Mahaprabhu, changing Bhagavatam, Mukti Pade, cross that out, Bhakti Pade, Mahaprabhu like, calm down, Sarvabhauma, don't start changing the Bhagavatam, okay? Mukti Hṛda-yenā-bhyanu-jñāto rupam swa, really, it's the real understanding of mukti is bhakti. Mukunda, so beautiful, he makes mukti look ugly, it's bhakti. Like, okay, I'll put it back. But then he writes these beautiful, Vairagya Vidyanita Bhakti, these beautiful slokas. And so he is converted. And then says, I used to make fun of Ramananda. And saying like, oh, he's a devotee, a Vaishnava. He's the highest. I understand how great is Ramananda. You please visit him. And there are talks on the banks of the Godavari. Mahaprabhu further gets the Krishna-karnamrita and Brahma-samhita, returns and says, Sarvabhauma, I met many. Ramananda is an exception on your advice. He said, otherwise, I didn't find a devotee like you. And I met Sri Sampradaya, Madhva, Tattvava is, the best from all the different sampradayas. He said, well, I didn't meet anyone like you. And Guru Maharaj said, indirectly, Mahaprabhu is endorsing himself. Because, yes, after I got through, it converted you into Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. But the reason I make this point, so all those things were told at that time. Now, the devotees are coming, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Gopinathacharya, and Prataparudra Maharaj go on the Prataparudra Maharaj wants Sarvabhauma to tell him who are all the different devotees, to identify them. And Sarvabhauma said, let's go up on the roof, but Gopinath will do that. But he knows everyone. I'm also eager to meet them. And they're on the roof and they're seeing, like, Mahaprabhu sends out Srup Damodar and Govinda to give garlands. And the first personality is saying, oh, what ascharya tej means like astonishing effulgence, you know, and who is that personality? And it's Advaita Charya, Swift Damodar Govinda giving a second garland, and Advaita, I'm not familiar with it. And, oh, this is Govinda, he's a disciple of Ishwara Puri, told by him to serve Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya-charitamrita, he's always at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. They're meeting, and then so many other great devotees, and they're being pointed out by Gopinathacharya and Prataparudra Maharaj, who's like, he's ready to give up his life if he can't get darshan of the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. But he always has to stay in the distance from afar, and you can just see his eagerness building and growing, and he's seeing all these astonishingly wonderful devotees. And it occurs to him, he's saying like, how is it that some people don't get it and they don't understand, you know, the divinity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his divine pastimes with his servitors. And it's very beautiful because Gopinathacharya is like, looks over at Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma, what say you in answer to, why is it that people don't understand who he is? And Sarvabhauma says, Atapide deva padambujadvaya prashadaleshanu grihitevahi. You've got to get a little bit of the Lord's mercy to understand. Otherwise, you may be, you know, a greatly learned scholar, you know, like Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo namedaya bahunasra. You won't get it otherwise. It's only by his grace, his mercy. And you can imagine Gopinathacharya so happy that, like, now Sarvabhauma, he's telling this. And the devotees, and then Prataparudra Maharaj is saying, but they're sort of like going past the Jagannath temple, like they're going to see Mahaprabhu. He's saying, yes. Why is that? Shouldn't they first like go see Jagannath and then do that? Or he's saying, he said, from an ordinary, and there are certain things you should do when you arrive: fast, shave your head. And he said, that's ordinary vidya. He said, but there's some fine points to understand on this. He said, and back to our original theme, when it's heart to heart, ragamarg, and when it's the Lord directly, it would be an offense to the inversion. And so they're meeting with Mahaprabhu, they're all getting garlands, Mahaprabhu's arranging everyone's living quarters. When he meets Ramananda, also, Mahaprabhu saying like, and who's saying, you know, Prataparudra Maharaj has released me from all obligations, given me a pension, and told me, you know, forever be at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. And the devotees are astonished to see the two of them engaged madly in Krishna Katha all the time. But Ramananda singing the praises of Prataparudra Maharaj, whom Mahaprabhu previously refused Sarvabhauma's insistence on meeting with him, threatening to leave Puri altogether. But now, but they said, but he's a great devotee. He said, well, if he's a great devotee, I'm sure Krishna will be merciful to him. Now Ramananda is saying, oh, this Prataparudra Maharaj, let me tell you. He said, I wish I had a drop of the type of love and affection that he has. And then gradually Mahaprabhu is softening, he's saying, if all of you love him, then of course Krishna is going to be merciful to him. And part of the beauty of that is he is Krishna also. We should remember. So for him to say that, is super beautiful, but it's still thematically consistent. He's saying, because all of you who are devotees, you've embraced him in your hearts, and you have appreciation for him, then it has to happen. Because why? Aham bhakta Krishna is bound by love and affection for his devotee. So he's saying, if he's got all of you, he's got me. It will happen, but for various reasons, and to enlighten us as well. And again, this heart-to-heart appreciation. Mahaprabhu is praising Advaita Acharya and saying, now that I'm with you, I'm full, I'm fulfilled. And Advaita is saying, well, I think the Upanishads say that's kind of your default position, is that you're perfect and complete. But what is so wonderful is that even though you are that way by nature, you enjoy varieties of loving exchange with your devotees. That's his response. And remember, his day job is Mahavishnu. Innumerable universes coming out, but in Mahavishnu we're in awe. And when he's Advaita Acharya, his sweetness comes out, and is charming, and all the aspects of his personality, including humor, are there, and really are revealed in intimate detail in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's their exchange. He praises, Mahaprabhu is praising him, saying, I'm fulfilled because I'm in connection with you. He said, no, I think you're already fulfilled, but this is the beautiful thing. Even though you enjoy this type of loving exchange with your devotees. How wonderful that is. And he's praising Vasudev Dutt. We were talking about Mukunda Dutt the other day. And he's telling him that, so Vasudev Dutt, when Mahaprabhu starts praising him, he immediately starts praising Mukunda Dutt, his younger brother. It's similar to Brihad Bhagavatamritam, one devotee deflecting that praise and deferring to another as being superior. But that's the way it always is. One devotee is expressing praise and appreciation. In this case, it's Mahaprabhu himself, and that devotee saying, really, Mukunda is the superior. He's younger than me, but I consider him senior. He's really got your favor. I see that. And Mahaprabhu is saying, I just came back from South India. I brought the Brahma-samhita and the Krishna-karnamrita just for you. Imagine that. I brought them just for you. And of course, he copies and then shares with all the devotees what was just for you. I brought it back for you. You're so great. And he's, Srivas Thakur and his brothers, the group is 4, and Mahaprabhu was saying, remember, he's greeting everyone and personally, and arranging it's very wonderful, making sure they have a place to stay. No one's complaining, it's crowded. In other words, it's a typical devotee festival. We're carrying on that tradition. So they have to arrange for everyone is accommodated and happily. But he's saying, Srivas, you and your brothers, the 4 of you have totally purchased me by your love and affection. Srivas Thakur, why do you say that? You know it's the opposite. That you've totally purchased us with your love and affection. So it's always like that. He's looking for Murari Gupta. And Murari Gupta is practically hiding, considering himself unfit, low, fallen, unfit, despicable. Right? Murari Gupta. Right? So sometimes we hear of neophytes voyeuristically envisioning themselves as super servitors in the innermost recesses of the Aprakrita Leela of Krishna. It's madness, it's fictitious, it's a hallucination. See, Murari Gupta, Hanuman, Bhima, Madhvacharya, Murari Gupta, he considers himself unfit to come near. By force, Mahaprabhu has the devotees bring him to him. And what to speak of Haridas Thakur, who's very distant, giving his dandavats from afar, and considers himself so low-born, so fallen, so unqualified to come close to Mahaprabhu. That's the proper attitude. Brahma Haridas. We can take it that he was Brahma. This shows the proper appreciation that Mahaprabhu was so great. If I'm in the distance, I'm in a fortunate position. Tasya, like Tasya namostu brishabhanu bhushodi shepi. So, and Haridas Thakur, Mahaprabhu is saying, you're like a tirtha personified. All the holy tirthas, the holy rivers, everything is present in you. Once we were in Lakta in St. Petersburg, and Gurudev said that, what is that sea there? Baltic? What?
It is Gulf of Finland.
The Gulf of Finland, good enough. Right. He said, when Mahaprabhu took the body of Haridas Thakur in his own hands after his divine disappearance and bathed him in the sea, beach, and Jagannath, that he's so pure that all the waters that will inevitably touch that, he said, even this we shall consider purified by the touch of Haridas Thakur. We can bathe in it with that conception in mind. So Mahaprabhu is saying, your holy places personified, etc. And when he hears of the humility, Murari Gupta and Haridas Thakur, he's very pleased. Haridas Thakur thinking, I don't want to be in a position where one of the servants of Jagannath might brush against me and become contaminated. Please give me a place. And Mahaprabhu gives him the Siddha Bokul. From there he can see the chakra of Jagannath, with the advanced devotees see as Krishna himself. And Mahaprabhu says, I'll come every day. He arranges, every day they bring Mahaprabhu's Mahaprasad from his plate to Haridas Thakur. Who stays with him? Rup and Sanatan Goswami. So, and then of course Mahaprabhu is distributing prasadam to the devotees, telling them all first, like, go bathe. They bathe in the sea, come back. They take prasad, then they go for kirtan at the Jagannath Mandir, and they have this kirtan. First of all, when they'd come, Prataparudra was saying, I've never heard kirtan so sweet and so beautiful from these sun-like effulgent personalities. It's unbelievable what we're witnessing. But that same group, now with Mahaprabhu, they go for Jagannath Darshan, and it's the most wonderful Nam Sankirtan that anyone has ever beheld. And it's specifically identified as Prem Sankirtan, lest we think that it's just a group singing in a particular way. Imagine, they're all Mahabhagavats. They all have Krishna Prem. So the 200 or such plus Mahabhagatas, hearts filled to the brim and over with Krishna Prem, they're engaged in Nam Sankirtan with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, and they're in 4 different groups, like Chauri Sampradaya. Nityananda Prabhu dancing in one group, whose dancing is inconceivable, right? As we heard the other day in the Panihati, Advaita Charja as the lead dancer in another group, Virkeshwara Pandit, and another group, Srivas Thakur, and Mahaprabhu in the center. And what is it? So many mridangas, kartals, but it's saying this kirtan's going throughout the universe, which means also it's a subtle vibration as well. And Mahaprabhu, and he's so enamored by the singing and dancing. And he wants to see Advaita, but he wants to see Nityananda, Virkeshwara Pandit, Srivas Thakur. So what does he do? He expands himself, and it appears to all the devotees in the different groups who are assembled there that Mahaprabhu's looking at you personally and dancing with you. Every single devotee. It's a direct experience that he's looking at you and you're dancing together. Tears are shooting out of his eyes like from a syringe. It's drenching all the devotees around him. I mean, Vrindavan is saying, normally the Ganga flows from the lotus feet of the Lord, but here we see in Mahaprabhu, the Ganga is flowing out of his eyes, liquid Krishna Prem, drenching everyone. Right. And he is, Udanda Nitra, jumping up high, and Tandava Nitra, mad dancing, Madhura Nitra, the sweet swaying dancing. Sometimes he's falling to the ground, and I see Nityananda Prabhu rising, picking him up, and this is 3 weeks before Ratha-yatra. And it's saying, and every day that Mahaprabhu stayed in Jagannath Puri, they did this. Every single day. And during the day, being surrounded by the devotees, relatively speaking, he could maintain his composure. I mean, not get carried away with particular types of devastating ecstatic emotions, right, and symptoms. But when the night would come, in the company of Sri Damodar, Ramananda, he would be overwhelmed and Krishna Viraha, experiencing separation from Krishna. So Kaviraj Goswami gives his blessings to the reader, saying, if you hear about these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and with his devotees, this particular, Vedanam Kirtan, these Prem Kirtan pastimes, and everything that is encrypted there. He said, then you will achieve the service of the Holy Lotus, Chaitanya-charan. You will achieve the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are the sort of blessings that come from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Why Sri Chaitanya-charitamrita is incomparable. Yata yata gora padara vinde vinde ta bhaktim krita punirasi. Tata tato sarpati hridyakasmat radha padam boja sudambarasi. Sumedasa Krishna varnam trisha krishnam sango pangashtra parshadam yagye sankirtana praye yajanti hi sumedasa. Those who are sumedasa, sukritivan, of refined theistic intellect, they will see that the entrance to Krishna Lila is Gaur Lila. The entrance to Vrindavan is Navadip. Every atom of Navadip is capable of giving Vrindavan in full. And Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan with his devotees is the Rasa Lila in distribution mode, according to Śrīla Guru Mahārāja. So Prabodhananda Saraswati is saying, give your full attention to the lotus feet, Chaitanya-charitamrita, Gora Pardara Vinde. Why? He's saying, because then automatically, subconsciously, deep from within the core of your heart, you'll recognize this. And in fact, the Radha Rasa Shuddha Nidhi will begin to flow, and one will spring out of the soil of Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajaka Acharya Satarasa Sri Srimad Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Saparikar Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Jiyu Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhattu Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Gadadhar Advaita Shri Vas Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Govina Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Krishna-yatra Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Ki Jai. Shri Gupta Govardhan Ki Jai. Ganga Devi, Jamuna Devi, Bhakti Devi, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Vishvavarena Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Bimalavadut Maharaj Ki Jai. Sriman Paramananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Lalita Devi Dasi Ki Jai. Seva Vrinda Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande.